Welcome to Tolleson Physics. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through a few things about the metric system, mainly how to go from one unit to another. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to switch over to my document cam. First example that I'm going to do is we're going to look at how to convert kilometers to meters, right? So in your textbook, online textbook, you have a number of different prefixes. These are things I know you've seen in the past. So the question is, what do I do with this information? And I'm sure you've seen a number of different ways on how to handle this, but what we're going to do is we're going to approach it from a slightly different standpoint. I'm actually going to show you two different ways to do this. And so I was going to convert kilograms or kilometers to meters. And so meter is the base unit for length. It's about a yard long, about 3 feet long, if you're not familiar with the length of a meter. And so kilo means 1,000. All right, so that's the thing you need to remember. Kilo means 1,000. So how are we going to use that information to figure this out? Well, let me just write on the side, kilo equals 1,000. Okay, so we're going to remember that. Well, what does that actually mean? It actually means something very simple in this particular case. It means that letter K stands for 1,000. That's all it means. And so I have 5 kilometers times 1,000, and then I didn't do anything with the base unit, it's meters. So for something like this, it is actually really simple. You just substitute what that prefix means. So in this particular case, kilo means 1,000. So kilo means 1,000. So pretty simple. That's really the way to approach some of these kind of problems. Now, another way that you've probably seen in the past was, okay, I got 5 kilometers. Well, what does that actually mean? What is the conversion to meters? Well, kilo means 1,000, so what it really means is 1 km equals 1,000 meters, right? So I put in that number in place of K. So another way that you might have seen this is now I can do multiplication by fractions. I have to fix this autofocus, but 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So this really means the number 1. 1,000 meters is the same as 1 kilometer. So why do I put kilometers on the bottom? Because I'm trying to get rid of kilometers. And if you do km divided by km, that's the same as saying the number 1. They cancel out. So that's what that means. And what I end up getting is 5 times 1,000 times meters. I get that. Now, this is where units are really important. Units are always important in this class. You have to write units with every number answer that you come up with, because 5 km means the same as 5,000 m. Without that information up front, you don't know what it is. All right, let's do another thing. It's a slightly different. So I'm going to take 20,000 grams and I want to convert it to kilograms. All right, well, this is the same factor, right? I don't need to go back to my table. I know kilo means 1,000. So I know K means 1,000. So one way to think about this, so I'm going to show you two ways again. One way to think about this is you almost write an equation, because 20,000 grams is going to equal some number. I don't know the number. I'll just put it as X. K means 1,000. So I'm going to put in 1,000 for the K, and then it's in grams. Okay, so then how do I do the math behind this? Well, I'm going to divide both sides by 1,000. Divide both sides by 1,000, and then X equals 20, because we get rid of 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros, and that leaves kilograms behind. All right, so it works whether I'm going to a larger unit or from a larger unit to a smaller unit, or a smaller unit to a larger unit. So grams is a very small unit. It does, this pen here probably weighs, I don't know, 10, 20 grams. Nothing too big. Whereas kilogram is on the order of pounds. So it actually takes 2.2 pounds to be a kilogram. So a kilogram is bigger than a pound. What's a different way that you could do this? Well, you could still do this other idea that I showed, and it's up to you to figure out what works best for you. So that's why I show more than one thing. So same idea here, right? So 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. How do I know that? Because K means 1,000. So then, this case, I want to get rid of grams. So I'm going to put the gram part of this on the bottom. And that equals 1 kilogram. And so grams cancel out. That's what we want. And so 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros. And of course, I end up with the same answer. All right. Now let's do something a bit different where I don't have the base unit. This will be our last example. So let's say I have a, you can buy these steel balls. We sometimes use them in class. They're 15 millimeters. But another way to say this is in centimeters. All right. Focus. All right. So what does that all mean? Well, what we're going to do, let's go back to our handy dandy table and notice milli. So milli with just the M. Don't confuse that M with meters, right? It comes first. And so milli means 1/1000th. And what about centi? Centi means 1/100th. And a centimeter is smaller than an inch. It's a little smaller than an inch, and a millimeters is 10 times smaller than that. And when you have a typical metric ruler, which I don't have with me, you'll see all those tiny little spots, lines for millimeters. So let's go back to this idea. So what did I say the M means? The M means 1 divided by 1,000. What did we say the C means? 1 divided by 100. So how am I going to use that information to get somewhere? Well, there's just a couple different ways we could do this. And so we could set up an equation with that X like I showed you before. What do I mean by that? Well, 15, I'm going to replace the first M with divided by 1,000. Because that's what the first M means in meters. So this is what it actually means in meters. It's going to equal some new number, don't know it, but C stands for 1/100th, and it's in meters, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply and figure out what X is. So for cross multiplying, I'm going to multiply both sides by 100. Right? Why 100? Because 100 divided by 100 gets rid of that on that side. And then let's say I got 2 zeros on top, so get rid of 2 zeros on the bottom. Let's simplify that a little bit. So that says 15 divided by 10 meters. That technically equals X. Well, let's simplify that even more. So that would equal 1.5. Actually, get rid of that M. And so it's 1.5, but we're filling in this space up here, so it's in centimeters. That's what I really should have wrote over there. So it's in centimeters because I've done the different conversion factors. Now, some of you might actually know that 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter because you can see that on a ruler. So if you know that, then you know that if 10 is 1, well, 15 must be 1.5. So you can use that kind of reasoning to figure that out too. So those are 3 different examples. You're going to have some more to do in your notebook and also with some practice online. So good luck, and hopefully this helps.